Hey guys, so at the time of recording this, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and it got me thinking a little bit, actually, about some of the stuff I'm thankful for, and that got me to actually thinking about my biggest regret as a comic collector, and you might be wondering why I'm thinking about regret on Thanksgiving, when most people are thinking about things and people that they're thankful for, and I promise you we will get to that. But what I'm thankful for does kind of tie into a little bit what I regret. And so what do I regret? What do I regret as a collector? And it's not what I think other people regret. When other people talk about what they regret, maybe they talk about they overspent on a key book. Maybe it's the condition of their books not being as nice. Maybe they got their books graded when they didn't want to. I don't have any of those regrets. Maybe they bought a new comic that turned out to be no good. Maybe they kept reading it, hoping it would get better. Sure, that sometimes happens, but I don't regret that. I don't regret trying something new. Or maybe somebody sold a book that they wish they still had, or sold their entire collection. I haven't sold any comic books. I've given some away. I gave away one that I do want to get back in my collection, but I don't regret giving that away. Or maybe your biggest regret is that damn tape pull you got on that book. I know we've all done it, but I don't regret that. And I'm not saying that I haven't made any of these mistakes that some people might regret, but I don't regret these things. I am not a perfect collector. I have made plenty of mistakes, but I don't regret it because I've learned a lot as a result of making some of these mistakes, and I think it's made me all around just a more informed collector. And so sure, yeah, I have bought some junky looking modern books. That's not a smart idea. So what is my comic collecting regret? Well, my biggest regret is not starting sooner and keeping this part of myself bottled up for so long, because it just feels so good to be able to come on the internet and talk about this stuff and know there's an audience of people who care. Even if it's not a huge audience by YouTube standards. That is something that I never thought would happen, particularly as a little kid. I've always had an interest, a fascination in the comic book world, but just at the time, it just didn't seem possible for me. And I made a video in the past talking about why I think women don't really get into comic books, and I kind of talked about some of the things that kept me away for a long time. So yeah, that's my biggest regret, is just what I missed out on if I had been more open about this stuff when I was younger. The collection that I could have had I started reading comic books at a young age. And I was a kid that took good care of my stuff. If I had been buying new books as a kid, and I could think all day about what I could have had, what could have been, but I can't change what has happened. All I can do is express to you guys how fucking thankful I am for every single one of you, seriously. I feel like I say it a lot, but still not enough. Thank you guys so much. This is everything I've wanted. You guys have seriously made my dreams come true. I've never wanted a lot with YouTube, but I've always wanted to have something, an outlet of some form, and this has become so much better than I even thought possible. And I don't do this often enough, but I want to take a second to just thank some people who have been great supporters of this channel. First off, we have Steve Sorensen and Robbie Josephs. These guys have been in just about every live stream I've done, and they have been very generous with sending some super chats, and stuff like that is just, it's not necessary to me at all, but it really helps, and it helps me keep making better videos. So I never ask for any sort of donations, but it is appreciated, of course, and I felt like you guys deserved a little bit of acknowledgement. They are regular commenters and viewers of the channel. They don't have their own YouTube channels. And I want to give a special thank you to my local comic shops here in the Western New York area. And particularly thank you to Emil of Queen City Bookstore, Steven of Gutter Pop Comics, and Justin of Kingpin Comics. You guys have all been great. It has been a pleasure to make videos at your shop, and thank you for all you guys have done, all the great deals that I've gotten at your shops. I really appreciate it, and just want to say thank you for keeping the comic scene alive in Buffalo. And Queen City Bookstore does a lot for the Buffalo community. He hosts these comic shows every few months, and it's just awesome. It's just pure comic books, pure love of the hobby, and it's an honor to be a part of it. He just had one recently, last weekend, and I was not able to attend that one, but he told me that there were quite a few people there asking about me. So if you were there hoping to see me, I am so sorry I was not able to make it. But if you ever run into me out and about at a comic shop, please don't hesitate to come up and say hello. There have been some people that have come up and have said hello, said they knew me from the channel or from Instagram, and that's always really cool to me. You know, like I said, I'm a bit of an anxious person, a bit of an introvert, so I don't necessarily approach people, but if I am approached, I will talk to you. I will talk your head off if you open those floodgates, but it takes a lot to get that side out of me. It's always a little bit weird and still kind of, not weird, but shocking, I guess. It's just something that I've heard other people on YouTube say. Just never really thought that I'd get to the point where it would happen to me. And some of the guys with YouTube channels that have been really cool and have supported me, have commented on my videos, have had me on their channel. Matt Likes Comics, he is one of my biggest supporters. He has been probably my biggest supporter for a while. And it has been really cool watching his channel grow as well. Matt Likes Comics is also a really big DC guy, so I wanted to give him a quick thank you as well. Also, Comic Collector Geek, I was on his channel as well, and he's a really cool guy. Talks about a lot of Golden Age, a lot of stuff that I cannot really talk about because I do not have a Golden Age collection, so if you're into that kind of stuff, he talks about all eras, but particularly if you are a fan of the Golden Age, I call him the guy that collects Golden Age titty books, because that guy really likes his good girl art. That's for sure. So if you like Golden Age and you like pretty ladies, and if you watch this channel, I know you do, go over and check out Comic Collector Geek if you are not already. And you can check out his interview that he did with me over there. And I want to give a big thank you to Brandon at M.O.N Comics. He's been a big supporter of this channel. He shouted me out so many times. I was on his channel for his Big 5 Live, and he is an excellent host, just great class guy, class act. And he recently had a bit of a tragedy in his personal life. He lost his home in a house fire, and that is just absolutely devastating. So if you aren't already subscribed to him, please head over to his channel, give him a subscribe, and wish him a happy Thanksgiving. And another one that's always really supportive, comments on a lot of videos, Chonko, Comics and Nerd Culture. He shouted me out in his Thanksgiving video, so shouting you back out, my man. And I hope that nobody feels upset if I didn't bring their name up. I am definitely a lot more of an introvert, I think, than some other people in the community, and so there are other people that I'm friendly with, but I feel like it's a little different when you've actually been on a stream and have talked to somebody, and I would love to branch out and talk to people more. There are some people that I keep in touch with on Instagram, but personally, I am an introvert. I love talking to people. I love talking about comics, but I'm personally not the best at reaching out. So if you ever have wanted to talk to me, feel free to reach out. I promise I'm not mean. I might look mean. I might have like a resting bitch face, but I promise I am not mean. And I will not ignore your message. Sometimes I'm a little slow to getting back, but I always read messages, so I'm going to link my Instagram. I don't always do my Instagram in the description, but this is a bit more of a personal video, and I really want to focus on continuing to build the community aspect of this channel, and that's why I've been doing more of the comic collection videos lately and kind of scaled back on some of the other stuff, because I really like the videos like that, because it really, I feel, gets us engaged as a community in a way that other videos don't. It just feels a little more personal because they are my books that we're talking about. And those videos seem to do really well in terms of engagement, even if they aren't like the most viewed videos on my channel. I really like the positive engagement that comes from that kind of stuff, and I want to continue that. I want to get back more into posting on Instagram regularly. I've kind of stepped a little bit away from doing that, but oh, sorry. But if you want to talk to me on Instagram, please feel free to send me a message. But just know, if you are someone that watches every video, that comments on every video, you are seen and you are appreciated. And the last person I want to give a thank you to, and probably the biggest thank you I'm going to give, is to my husband, Luke. And if you've watched this channel enough, you have seen Luke and his beautiful face grace your screen. He is a joy to be around, and he has been so supportive of everything I want to do, and it's been so encouraging. It's really helped me kind of push myself beyond what I thought I was capable of, and just make everything the best that I possibly can. It just really feels good to have someone in my personal life who's there, that understands what I'm doing, that gets the goal and the vision and wants to bring out the best in me. And I don't think I would be doing it if I didn't have his support. So thank you, Luke. I know you're watching this. Even before he was actively joining me on the channel, I was still using him as inspiration in a way. You know, for me, talking to a camera was always a bit weird at first, so I would think like I was talking to Luke, like I'm just explaining a comic to him that he has no idea what I'm talking about, and that's kind of how I would channel the energy I would put out into my videos, and that kind of helped early on when I didn't quite know who I was talking to, but now that I know you guys and I know who is watching my videos, it has become a lot easier. But I want to give the biggest thank you in the world, and if you like this channel, I want you to also give the biggest thank you in the world to Luke for bringing out the best side of me and encouraging me to keep doing my goofy thing here on YouTube, because I love doing this. There's nothing else I would want to do with my free time than just make YouTube videos and talk about comic books. I am an overthinker. I am somebody who's very critical of myself, and I have a tendency to start projects and not finish them because I get overwhelmed and I need things to be perfect all the time, and if I can't do something perfectly, I kind of just stop doing it and forget about it. And that's probably what would have happened with these videos had I not had Luke around to encourage me. So happy Thanksgiving, and of course, thank you so much for watching.